Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez, and today I'm doing a review on the FeiyuTech A2000 gimbal for mirrorless cameras and small DSLRs. Before I get started, I did want to mention that FeiyuTech did provide me with the gimbal for this review, but the review is my honest opinion. So to get started, this is the case that the gimbal comes with. It's a nice soft shell case, but what's even better is the inside. I was really impressed with how nice and neat everything was organized inside, because organization is something that is very important to me, and it also looks cool. The case holds the dual handlebar option, single handlebar option, the tripod for that single handlebar, a quick release plate, a box that contains the lens mount accessory, an extra thumb screw, and also a shutter release cable for Sony cameras. The gimbal is made out of aerospace grade aluminum, which helps prevent rust, and I thought that was pretty cool. The design on the single handlebar option is the same for both the single handlebar and the dual handlebar option. And speaking of the dual handlebar, what I really liked is that the handlebar was able to stay stable on the ground without any support, which is going to help in case somebody gets tired, especially if my girlfriend is assisting. To take up less space, you also have the option of folding the dual handlebar, which was pretty easy. I really like that the dual handlebar option helps distribute the weight evenly between two hands, because this thing can hold a lot of accessories. This gimbal has 9 accessory ports, so you can add a whole lot of different accessories, and it's basically a transformer at this point. Alright, to get started, you want to attach the tripod that comes with the gimbal on the bottom of the handlebar option, and then you're going to attach the gimbal motor arm to the handle and lock it in place. Attach the quick release plate to the camera. So far you should have something like this. For the next part, I just wanted to mention that these little ruler arms will really help you give you a nice precise balance. Also pay really close attention to the sawtooth design, because that's also going to help you get a precise balance. If you've never set up a gimbal before, it might seem really hard at first, but honestly it's a lot easier once you break it down. I'm leaving the fast forwarded version of me setting up the gimbal because I honestly learn best by visual aid, and I think this might help some of you guys out there. Be sure to balance each gimbal as best you can, because if you're off by a little bit, it might work fine, but it's going to make the gimbal work harder, which is going to make the battery run faster. One quick thing that I wanted to mention is I really liked how there was no limit in the axis, and that all 3 axes can rotate 360 degrees. What you're seeing on the screen right now is something that my other gimbal wouldn't be able to do. The default mode that you start with is pan mode, and in pan mode you don't have any tilt or roll, it's simply to go left or right smoothly. The next mode is lock mode, and in lock mode you don't have any pan, tilt or roll, and you access lock mode by a trigger button on the back of the handle. With the dual handlebar option, it's the right handle. Lock mode is going to be very helpful in capturing a moving subject, but you definitely have to match the subject's speed. The next mode is pan and tilt mode, and in this mode you don't have any roll. You access pan and tilt mode by hitting the mode button twice. This mode is very helpful in doing complex movements that go up and down and left and right at the same time. The second to the last mode is selfie mode, and you access this mode by hitting the mode button 3 times. I recommend using a wider lens than what I did here. I really like that you can flip the handlebar option upside down to get some really nice low shots, but the trigger button is going to be harder to press there, so you can use it, but it might be a little difficult. The last mode that you can enter is time-lapse mode, which you enter by hitting the mode button 4 times. I was really interested in this feature because I had never done a time-lapse before this review, which might explain why I did have a little doing this time-lapse, but I'm determined to get better, and I think this gimbal is going to help a lot. What's really cool is that you can fine-tune this mode using the app. And connecting to the app is extremely simple. You just turn on your gimbal, open the app, and connect. Once you're connected, you have 3 modes to work with, although I found them to be pretty similar, so I would suggest using the all follow mode or the panning follow mode. If you guys were wondering why it's called the FeiyuTech A2000, It's because the payload supports from 250 to 2000 grams, which means it's pretty perfect for mirrorless cameras and lighter DSLR setups. A couple of other things that I forgot to mention is that this gimbal comes with 4 batteries, so if you plan to use just the dual handlebar option like myself, then that means you have a pair of extra batteries to use so you can get up to 24 hours of use. Although it's not absolutely perfect, I really like this gimbal because of things like the color design, the battery life, the dual handlebar option, and especially the time-lapse mode, which I'm going to be using more and more often. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, you're too fast. 3. Dang it. You run fast.